Alright, this is going to be a knife review on the Cold Steel Micro Recon 1. Been EDCing this for about a month now, actually almost 2 months now. Great knife. Let's get this to zoom in. See, the blade's pretty beat up. That Tough X coating or whatever they call it, it shreds pretty easily. Knife is great. Wasn't very sharp out of the box, but you know, touch it up a little bit on a strap and it's great. But besides that, all around a great knife. They got the triad lock, which I don't know if you can hear, but I mean, it really locks in there good. I mean, it's ridiculously strong lock for you know, tiny little folding knife. It's got a 2-inch blade, 2 3/8 inch handle, which is 4 3/8 inches overall. One disappointing thing, I know it's really tiny. It's still like a little pocket clip on there. Like, I know the Kershaw OD2 had a pocket clip, and this is probably, I can't remember the exact size on that, but this might be a little bit smaller, but it's still like a pocket clip. You know, this keyring, I tried using it, having it on my keys. I just don't like having a bunch of stuff on my keys, and it's harder to use when you have a knife on your keys. The handles are what do they call it? Flux G10 or whatever. It's fake G10, but it's pretty grippy. If I can get to focus. Pretty grippy. It's got a good texture. It's really rough, but it doesn't bother me. I don't use this for really heavy use, you know, just cutting open boxes and stuff. Got a little bit of rust already on the pivot pin. It's pretty comfortable. You can't get a real good grip on it. You know, you got that basically 2-finger grip. Can't really get your third on there. You can, but it's not really comfortable. But 2 fingers, I usually, you know, pinch it and do whatever I gotta do that way, because usually I'm just ripping open a box with it. I've done a few things, like I've tried, you know, carving some wood. It has plenty of hot spots in this knife. You know, like right here, when I grip up on the knife, because I always try to, it's just a habit to try to get at least 3 fingers on there. This really digs in here, and the finger choil really, or the end of this choil digs in right there. You know, but if you hold it like this with the, you know, 2 fingers, it's pretty comfortable. Your thumb will get a little hot right here on this little bump on the top of the lock. But I mean, this lock, this is the first folding knife I've gotten from Cold Steel, and this lock is really strong. I mean, I've banged this thing around. It, you know, I mean, it's light, so it's not like you're putting much pressure on it by banging a knife like this around. It's only 1.1 ounces, so you're not really doing anything too hard by going like this, but it's pretty strong. The only thing that I'd like to see out of this is, you know, to have a 3-finger grip on it, and, you know, it come a little bit sharper. It didn't come very sharp. I've been, you know, of course I stropped it up and not reprofiled it, but just stropped it up, and it, you know, it's razor sharp. But I let it sit. I'm gonna grab a piece of paper. Here, this is a perfect piece of paper right here. So this is about how sharp it came stock. I mean, pretty sharp. It cuts paper, no problem. You know, but you can see there's a little bit of tearing and stuff. And if we can't get the focus, well, there we go. Still not focused good, but you can see little bits of tearing. You know, like right. Not the greatest edge in the world it comes with, but you strap it up and it's great, perfectly fine, nothing wrong with it. No up and down blade play at all. This lock is just really tight. There was a little bit of side to side. There still is a little bit of side to side, and it's really tight as it is to open and close. So I'm just gonna leave it with a little bit. It doesn't bother me on a knife this size because, you know, tolerances don't have to be perfect, because you're not relying on something like this to save your life, or, you know, I'm not worried about a little bit of wiggle when I'm cutting open a box. I'm not doing surgery with it or whatever. But overall, I'd give it like a 9 out of 10. It's a great knife, and it just sits there in your pocket. I put it in that little, you know, on the blue jeans on the right side, you got those two pockets. I put, you know, it just in a little pocket right next to my lighter, and that's where it sits. And then I usually carry another knife in my actual pocket, clipped in. Yeah, and then the only other downside is no pocket clip. I know it's a, you know, it's only a 2 3/8 when it's closed, so, you know, you'd have to have something tiny. But it'd be nice just to have a little pocket clip, because when I work, this is the only knife I have, and I got really tiny pockets at work. So, you know, I just throw in my, you know, my work uniforms, I just throw it in my pants, and I have to dig around with my keys and everything to find it. So it comes dull. It needs a pocket clip, but overall, it's great. You know, as long as you can strap it up, comes you know, you get it razor sharp just with the strap. I don't know if I just had a bad one or if they're all like that, but overall, it's a great knife. So, thanks for watching.